Wish you wouldn't look at me like that, Napoleon.
I wish you'd get out of my life and shut up.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Don't cry.
Once there was a way.
Eat a 2-week-old unrefrigerated pie. Dumb ways to die.
We're not calling them TERFs anymore because they're not feminists. We're calling them feminism appropriating radical transphobes. So let's drop the term TERF, please. Thanks.
There's no love like Christian hate. Let's all count down till Judgment Day. How tall is heaven's gate? If you stand outside and pass the plate. God is a road, you usable clothes. It's tie it up around my throat.
Christianity makes sense. A virgin had God's baby, who then grew up to be murdered by the Romans, so you and I could be forgiven for Eve eating that apple she got from the talking snake. 3 days later, Jesus rose from the dead to tell everyone he was coming back someday to fight the devil. Then he flew up to his mansion in heaven where he sits in judgment of the gays. How can you not believe that?
Hi everyone, my name is Erin, and today just marks the first day of puberty for me, and this is my voice like an hour after my first injection of testosterone. Let's see where this goes.
It's actually estimated that up to 1.7% of the world's population has an intersex trait. Do you have any idea how many people 1% of the world's population is? 79 million people. That is 79 million people who deserve to have their existence acknowledged and respected. Your ideals are both transphobic and intersexist. Intersex people are consistently medically abused with non-essential surgeries performed on them before they can even speak. And you have the gall to get on here and act like their experiences don't matter. That is 79 million people's experiences. Get off my fucking page. I'm done with you. You're blocked.
Having only two genders is a colonizer social construct. Here are just a few cultures that prove that. First of all, there's a ton of indigenous tribes that recognize multiple genders. Diné alone have like 4 to 6. And then Mexican Zapotecas in Oaxaca have muchos. And they used to be Aztec priests and Mayan gods, but then colonizers. Sworn virgins in Albania. Women who swore to live as men and never do the sex again so that they could have man privileges. Hawaii's third gender, Mahu, are actually valued and respected. They're seen as caretakers, healers, and teachers of ancient traditions. Bisu in Indonesia, they're a combination of all genders. They're said to be a mixture between human and God, and they can bless things. Also, according to legend, they created the entire world. And Hijras, based in Hinduism, this includes intersex, fluid, and trans people. They bless families and they were always really respected. But then Christianity, thank you.
So for context, I'm intersex. I was born with a combination of genital parts, and they were reconstructed when I was young without my consent. And the question, which many of you have been asking, is how am I not mad? And the answer is, I am a little bit, but I just don't know who to be mad at. My parents, who love me, were just following my doctor's advice. They thought it would be the best for me to live a healthy, normal life. And my doctor was just following the best medical practices at the time to create a regular child for a cisgender heteronormative society. And that's why information like this video is so important, because I hope in my heart that if my parents or if my doctor knew better, they would have considered their decision. They could have done something different.
This may come as a shock to some people, but I love being transgender. I wouldn't trade it in for the world. So can we just stop with the whole trans women are jealous of real women and you're never gonna be a real woman and you're jealous of us? Honey, I'm not jealous of shit, girl, okay? I am so grateful I'm transgender. I love my life. I love my experiences. I love my journey. I'm so grateful that I can't reproduce. What a gift that is for me. I am so grateful that I don't have to experience periods and menstrual cramps. I am so grateful that I got to experience both genders. How fucking cool is that? Not many people can say that they've experienced both genders, but I can. It's pretty fucking cool. So no, I'm not jealous of you. In fact, I am so grateful that I'm transgender, and I love everything about being trans. The only thing I don't like about being trans is having to deal with bigots on a daily basis. That sucks.
So many people are trying to remind me how flamingly homosexual I am that I couldn't possibly be buying contraceptive. Let me elucidate something for you, enlighten you. And I got this comment a lot, and we are learning, growing together. This is a safe space to ask questions like this. But please listen. 1, I have friends with uteruses. And as a friend who supports friends who don't want to get pregnant, I have the capacity to buy them Plan B. 2, some men have uteri. It gets. And me, potentially, hypothetically, having sex with a man with a uterusy does not make me any less gay. And finally, 3, if I have a uterusy and I have not told you about it, maybe you don't need to know. You know what I mean? Maybe I want that to be my private life and not just share what's inside my pants with everyone in the world. We're trans inclusive here. We're trans affirming here. We're also just like good friend affirming here. Thank you for the question. I'm still a raging homosexual who also just happens to buy Plan B for some reason that you'll never know about.
I don't know. I guess I'm not woke. Okay, fine, you win.
J.K. Rowling has stated that she sees her sales and the support for her products as proof that people agree with her views and as proof that trans people should be disliked. Every time you buy one of her products, you are reinstating in her mind that people don't like trans people and that her views are valid and should be peddled. That is why I don't like to associate with people who financially support her and play Hogwarts Legacy, for example. I don't like it. And as a trans person, I'm actually allowed to be upset when people financially support someone who doesn't like my community at all and incites violence on us. And I think that that's fair, and it doesn't mean that I'm overreacting. And you are just upset that you cannot play your game guilt-free.
A major aspect of queerness is radical acceptance, is self-love, and it's something that a lot of heteronormative conditioning kind of beats out of you, because if you have everything you need, they can't sell you anything. I had this thorn in my side, and once I saw it, you can't unsee it. And this is something you see with a lot of like trans and queer people who find, you know, who come out later in life past their teens, and like some fucking pseudoscience people call it rapid onset gender dysphoria. That's a very crude term for something that does kind of happen. Like, as soon as I saw it, you can't unsee it. You're like, oh shit, wow.
Yeah.
It's like, it's still sinking in. Like 3 years later, it's still sinking in. It's an ever, you know, evolving situation, and it's, you know, it's fluid how I feel. But it was incredible. And so just because it circumstantially led me here doesn't mean that like what I went through isn't something that I think everybody should go through, and not like, I don't think that is like some like path to queerness, but I do think that.
So now here, so now just to tie a bow on this, I say to you, somewhere I think I read that the United States was a land where we have the pursuit of happiness.
Yes.
Suppose no matter my chromosomes, today I feel 80% female, 20% male. I'm gonna put on makeup. I'm gonna do that. Tomorrow I might feel 80% male. I'll remove the makeup and I'll wear a muscle shirt. Why do you care?
Yeah.
What business is it of yours to require that I fulfill your inability to think of gender on a spectrum? And what I've found in the human mind is that we go out of our way to put things in categories, in bins, all right? Because that makes it easier for us. So that's why people come up to you and say, well, you a boy, are you a girl? Choose one. Which are you? I say, no, maybe I'm a little of both. Wait, maybe a little of both. No, you have to be one or the other. No, I will not be what you require just because you can't think on a spectrum. I'm going to be what I want to be. And we have known this as children. Every single class, there was the girl who was the tomboy. We have words for them. Tomboy. There's the tomboy who wore boys' clothes, who got dirty with the boys. And she didn't have long hair. She had short hair. And even if she did have long hair, it was tied up in a bun so it didn't get in the way.
So this is why you need to stop asking me how I am. Okay? I work at an institution of intelligence, one would think, right? I work for a public university in the state of Missouri. That one, right? I'm surrounded by intellectualism, by intelligent people, and yet here I am in a state in which every single day I have to wait and find out if I'm going to be able to get the care that I need. Every single day, I have to wait and find out what new law is coming out. I have to wait and find out what the AG is going to do. Every day I have to wait and find out if someone is going to assault me for simply being myself. I am unbelievably tired of everything. I'm standing here right now. Looks pretty nice. Looks like a safe place. Looks like a safe place. Like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing right now. I'm waiting to find out if I have to leave. I'm waiting to find out if I get to get my medication. I'm waiting to find out anything. Don't ask me how I'm doing. Don't ask any trans person how they're doing. They exist in a constant state of threat. Constant. Like, you get to go home and everything seems okay, whatever, okay? Every day we wake up, there's something new. Some other state has done something. Our state has done something. Don't ask me how I'm holding up. Don't ask me what you can do. It's too late. It's happening. And now we're having to deal with it. I don't even know what the fuck I'm making this video for. Who gives a shit?
It's wild that living in a constant state of crisis will lead to mass mental health problems amongst the society. And yet that seems to be the exact society we've set up for ourselves, is to live in a constant state of crisis. So what you have now is a bunch of traumatized people walking around. And some of them are extremely depressed. Some of them have a lot of anxiety. Some of them are abusing drugs and alcohol. Some of them are white supremacists. Some of them are falling down alt-right rabbit holes. And some of them are picking up guns to shoot people in their communities instead of the people responsible for their pain. Because of freedom of speech, white supremacists can just spread their message wherever and recruit however many people they want. But all they got to do is call it woke. They're just waging war on wokeism. It's not black people. It's not trans people. It's not Jewish people. It's being woke. And that makes it okay somehow. Matt Walsh can have a career. Ben Shapiro can have a career. Candace Owens can be on the fucking internet every day, unfortunately, and say the worst shit ever to rile these people up. And take their pain and anger and weaponize it towards their community. And they profit off it. These corporations that make these guns are profiting off of it. These politicians who work with the corporations are profiting off of it. So our mass society depression, societal depression and trauma is being basically fostered by and kept alive by rich people. That's it. Like, we are in a class war and they are winning by a lot. If you haven't realized this, look, a man just lynched a guy on a train and there's a bunch of people calling him a hero. The police are just out here brutalizing people and we're still not burning shit down. This government is so blatantly corrupt across the board, from Democrats to Republicans. Every single one of them should, honest to God, meet their demise. But guess what? They're profiting off of all of our pain. While we go to work every day, bitter, defeated, sad, anxious, just trying to survive the war that they are allowing to be waged on us, that they are waging on us. Are you angry yet?
It's official. I'm leaving the state of Florida, and I won't be back. They passed the bill. They passed the bill that takes away your children immediately, even if there is suspicion, no proof, of anybody in your family or anybody that you have subjected your child to on a regular basis receiving any kind of gender affirming care, which includes even women who cut their hair shorter and appear more masculine or wear masculine clothing. So we will be losing our kids if we do not leave. I have been weary to share this personal information, but I am personally having one of my children withheld from me right now because of this law. I'm not allowed to talk to her on the phone, not allowed to see her. I have filed for an emergency hearing 3 times, and I am being ignored by the state. I have not been given a court date, and I do not know when or if I will ever be allowed to see her again until she is 18, and I can try to contact her or she can try to contact me. She has siblings, and they haven't seen her. They haven't talked to her. And the state of Florida is doing nothing about this. And I have to leave the state of Florida while there is an open case with her so that I don't lose any more of my children. Get out of Florida. You need to leave if you are here. I just recently moved, and I do not in any way, shape, or form have the financial stability to move again, but I have to do what I have to do in order to protect my kids. So if you are interested or wanting to help donate and support my family during this move, there is a link in my bio, and you can click on that link and you will see that there is a donation option for helping me and my children get out of the state of Florida. I suggest if you're here, you get out. You need to leave. It's not safe here anymore.
I was trying to do this in 60 seconds and I need way more time than that. So I just got done with my blood work follow-up appointment at my HRT doctor, and I got some answers and they're not good. So I have an emergency prescription for when Ron DeSantis signs the bill that is sitting on his desk right now, which is that nurse practitioners can't prescribe hormones anymore to any age. It doesn't matter if it's youth or not. So that means that they won't be able to prescribe any hormones anymore. They will still be able to do follow-up appointments and make sure that our blood levels are fine, but as far as our transition and our hormones, they can't give us that if he signs it into law. and that will be effective immediately as soon as he signs it. Everything else goes into effect on July 1st, but this one goes into effect immediately. So they gave me an emergency prescription just in case I can't get my shit. So they're called Spectrum Health. This is my my HRT doctor. I know it's backwards, but it's with a K. And they are looking for donations just to be able to pay their employees so they can keep on fighting. So if you have the spare coins, please go to www.spectrum, that's SPEKTRUM.health. And they should have some information on there on how to help them and how to donate. On a personal note, this is fucking stupid. And my 1-year anniversary and my birthday is coming up on June 3rd. And I'm kind of speechless, honestly. This shouldn't even be happening, but it is. And we have to figure out what to do. And I was talking to them, I gave them hugs, and you know, they told me that I'm not alone, and all of their patients are feeling the same way, and most of them are moving out of Florida. So looks like it's gonna have to be sooner rather than later. I'll keep you updated, okay? Keep your hopes up, please, and stay safe. I love you.